Welcome back to Crown Chats and to another bonus edition episode with footage never before seen from previous interviews. And on this bonus edition episode, we are seeing clips from previous interviews with director Peter Benson and social media personality and game master Positively Brad. In our first clip with Peter Benson, Peter discusses his journey to directing Hallmark films, of whether he was able to advocate for himself or more so having great friends that were behind him to push him to his full potential.
Yeah, so I'm just grateful every time the phone rings and another opportunity is there.
Yeah, yes, and Sweet Carolina, that's still like one of my top movies. There's just such a heart in that one.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure, if that was something you advocated for yourself for, if like, hey, like I can direct, I'll do it, or if that was like someone kind of pushed you or saw that in you. I wasn't sure if maybe you had like a mentor in the process, or if you just kind of thought, you know what, I know how to tell a story, and I think I can do it better, and put yourself out there. But
You know what? I'm terrible at ever asking for anything. Some actors will roll in and say, hey, can I direct this? Or I want to write the next one. Or can I have a bigger character or whatever? And I'm very like, I don't want to ruffle any feathers. Head down. Where am I supposed to stand? What am I supposed to do? My wife, to be honest with you, was the one who really started pushing me again. Early on, we started writing a few things and she was like, you're really good at this. And she's a great producer. And so, we started doing things, and then the way I would talk about things, and I was shooting short films as well with Benjamin Ayres and some other people. Literally in our basements, we have some really bad old films where we have bald caps and mustaches and accents, and to be honest, they were so fun to make. But learning, always learning. So I think that was the thing, was that I think I realized early on that no one's going to give you this career, so the more that you're active, if you're not waiting for the phone to ring, because you can go kill an audition and then never hear a word back. So the time in between, I was always with a team of people, usually my wife, Julia, but Ben as well was involved in all that, and just always trying to create and always trying to learn and grow. And sort of all became, to me, writing, producing, directing, all sort of folded in together. And I just loved it, right? So I'd never loved anything else but acting. So I was like, oh, wait a second, I love doing this too. So that was really fortunate. And then to get some traction there. Any job you get in show business, it doesn't matter how hard you've worked or how talented you are, you're lucky, right? So I always feel grateful. I always feel like you got to give it everything you can when you get an opportunity, because somebody else out there really wants it, And for years I wasn't getting it, so I did put in that time too, So it's sort of like a war of attrition, but you got to stick with it. And I think, again, to me, the thing I always tell young filmmakers is keep creating. Don't let somebody else dictate whether you can create or not. Especially these days, we didn't have the cool phones where you can just make a movie. You can make a movie on your iPhone that looks pretty amazing now. We had like clunky old, cameras, and editing took forever. But I think if you get through all that, it shows that you really love what you're doing.
And in this clip with director Peter Benson, we discuss on how directing has impacted or maybe changes the way he approaches acting on set. Absolutely. Well, you understand the full process, and I think how. Do you think it's made you a better actor, having done the directing and then obviously writing and producing? But has it changed your approach?
I think so. I think you're more of an asset on set, because sometimes the actors don't really understand all the other things going on, and trying to make our day. And if the director wants you to kind of stand here and go to there, sometimes, the actor will want to do something different, which I understand, but on these schedules and stuff, sometimes we have to just kind of roll with it. So I'm pretty good now at understanding what the needs of the production team are, how I can help that, and I never want to overstep and make any suggestions, I'm still whatever, but you're just more aware of the camera, aware of the editing process, how important your continuity is. Like if you're picking up your glass on this line and then on the next take you do it on a different line, the editor can't put that all together, and those simple things. But there's lots of things that I think definitely make you a stronger actor when you have been behind the camera.
And in this next clip with Peter, he talks about how directing can be often like coaching, especially with working with your friends when you know their talents and abilities?
I'm never trying to like limit anyone's talent. You're trying to release more of it, and encourage more of it. And sometimes we get shut down, on set. So I'm much more like, hey, like let's lean into that thing that you can do. And so if I know them in a different way that I feel like can add to the scene, I try and bring that out.
Yeah, it's kind of like your superpower in that sense, or like you're really coaching them. It's like I know that here's what's best for the team, but I know like your potential and what you can do in your performance, and you just kind of can find obviously like the kind of the positive phrasing or the right way to motivate them and bring that out. So that's
Yeah, and everyone's different, Some people um hate getting notes, so again, and I get it. As an actor, you're vulnerable up there. You stand there, everyone's looking at you, and they're like, so if somebody leads with don't do this, don't do that, don't do that, that's a bunch of negatives, right? So you start shutting down as a person. I played sports growing up too, and I didn't like those coaches who just scream in my face. You just kind of go to like, I now don't know what to do. Right. But if they're like, hey, I think you did this well, but what if we try this? And so that's usually where I come from. Some actors, though, will, and I've had them even say to me, like, I like to be challenged. So if you're like, I think you could go deeper with that emotion and be a little more vulnerable. I feel like you only went halfway there, but I feel like there's more in the tank. They're like, all right, let's go. So you kind of have to learn. That was one of the things I learned even back when I was in acting class. I would see sometimes the teacher just pushing one approach with every actor. And on some people it would really work. And then I'd see the next person and I'm like, they're not responding to this methodology. So if I want to direct people, I can't just go, this is my process. The goal is to help bring out the best in them, right? So you're trying to always figure out, how do I talk to this person? How do I communicate to this person? Like I noticed even when I did the crossword mysteries with Brennan Elliott and Lacey's kind of like, you're like, hey, can you just swing off the thing, drop a single tear here, and then tell a joke when you like walk up to the coffee counter? And she's like, okay, great, no problem. And does it, right? Brennan is so deep into his character and he's got notes all in his script. So if you're going to throw something different at him, you want to talk it through with him so that because he's put so much work into how he gets there, that if I'm going to try and go in a different direction, I want to talk it through with him. So just learning on the spot, like this is how like he works and this is how she works, and how can I facilitate them to, and then on screen they just have such a chemistry together. But and I love and respect both of those processes, right? Because that's the only thing, is what matters for that actor to be truthful in the moment. So that's the fun part, is that everyone's got a different thing.
And in this final clip with Peter Benson, he tells us a few more stories about breaking on camera or laughing while trying to film a scene.
I remember one of those, just having this panic attack of genuinely going, I don't think I can stop laughing. And I've always considered myself somebody who doesn't break, but Paul Campbell broke me. He also broke, I should say. It wasn't just me.
maybe we'll never get that Office remake then, because if we can't have
Yeah.
the scene
Although from the outtakes, Jim broke a lot too. The other person, I will say, Candace was a breaker as well. And so sometimes I could just give her a little wink or something on my side, just trying to make her laugh. And then we did this one scene. It was, I think, the third one or fourth one. I can't remember, but her and Martin like opened the door, and I just was making this like desperate face because I was worried that she was hurt, and she was just like, "Don't look at me like that." I'm like, I'm just being myself. And we did about 40 takes of her just opening the door and crying with laughter. And I remember looking out, and the crew and the director were standing in the pouring rain, again, just hating us because they're just like, get through it. But those like laugh out loud moments are some of the best ones.
Oh my gosh. I'm like laughing. I'm not even there, and it's making me laugh. Just
Well, and again, I don't even know what was funny, but once you go and then you're trying to be serious, that's the worst, right? Because you're like, "Are you okay?" And they're like, "Don't do that. Don't look at me like that."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in this first clip with Positively Brad, we discuss just what the Hallmark movies and actors truly mean to us, and also what movie got him hooked.
Saying basically, yes, the actors are doing something beautiful. And it is like there is such a beauty to these movies, and it's about, yes, it's about joy, and sometimes we get a little more like magical kind of Christmas element thrown in as well, but there's such a heart in everything that they're doing. And with that, I guess, what was the first movie that like really hooked you in?
It's the what's it called? It's the most wonderful time of the year. Do you remember that one?
I do. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And there's like
Vaguely. I think I probably watched it when
yeah,
it was on.
Henry Winkler, I think, and there's the I forget the name of the woman. I should know it. Brooke, maybe. And he takes home this guy from the airport, and he comes, and they fall in love. And I just remember watching that, being like, if there's movies like this, I want to watch them all. Like, I want more of this. That's the first one that I think, and I think I even bought it. Like, I found it on DVD, and I was like, I want to watch this again and again and again. And we do every couple of years. We bring that one back. And
That's awesome. Yeah, I still have a few DVDs from some like I was like some of the early Candace ones that hooked me in.
Yes.
I still have some of those on DVD, which is funny. And I'm like, I'm not giving them up, even though we don't
never.
have a DVD player anymore, but still in the collection.
And in this next clip with Positively Brad, Brad tells us a little bit more about working events like Christmas Con, getting recognized by the attendees, and also why it's important to take that moment to celebrate your successes.
So every day is different. I can't say that there's a plan to it, but I definitely plan my photo ops and my times to try to see the people, especially people like Jen that I now have a friendship with, that I have to see them, or Cindy Busby or Christopher Russell. I want to get to those people because I actually consider them to be people that I just adore. And yeah, so that's kind of what it looks like. It looks very different, but I do try to pause and get my little moments.
Good. Well, yeah, I know. And I saw you at the last one, and like I wanted to come up and introduce myself, and like part of it, like it's funny, I can like walk up to like a Cindy Busby and it hasn't a problem, but I was like kind of a little intimidated to walk up to you. But I also like I understand from running events and things like that like you have a lot on your plate, and so like I am always like I don't want to get in the way, or I don't want to be a burden, and it's also just like being respectful of your time. But I wanted to just tap you on the shoulder and bother you, but I didn't. But we've been able to talk since then. So next year.
I love it. Exactly. This Christmas, I want people to feel that I'm approachable. I know that obviously I'm busy and you can tell that I'm running around. But I want those events. Like, people took photos with me, which is so strange because you're just you and you do your thing. But the minute you go up on a stage, all of a sudden people are like, oh, you're the guy from the stage. And, and it's just so funny, but I just love it. And the people are so great. If you haven't been to a con, it is the most fun you will ever have.
Yeah, I mean, I had people kind of like, can I get a photo with you? And I'm like, who am I? I mean, absolutely. But I'm like,
yeah, of course.
And so like, yeah, it's such a cool community. And sometimes it's just because you connect with people. And so it's kind of like connecting with a friend, or, maybe they do, especially doing a hosting thing or something like a web series or anything, they kind of take that a little differently. So it's also like a nice way for you to kind of pat yourself on the back. I'm terrible about doing that for myself, of like, people are seeing it, they're enjoying it. Because we're also showing that respect and love for that product that is what unites us all.
Yes.
And so it's I think it's if you don't take the time to kind of commend yourself for doing it, I think make sure you do that, because I know I'm terrible about that too.
I am too. I'm the worst when people give me a compliment. I'm like, oh, stop. No, don't say that.
Yeah, I bet I make some like awkward joke. I'm like, oh, yes. Throw back at that. I'm like, that's not putting myself in the spotlight. I don't like the spotlight, so it's kind of funny in that sense.
Yeah,
No, it's about the other person.
And in our final clip with Positively Brad and I talk about the importance of advocating for yourself in your career, but also knowing when it's important to stay in your lane.
So nothing too crazy, nothing too big. And I have a few other little projects and one or two big ones on the horizon that are coming up very soon that aren't all confirmed, but it's very exciting. I am trying to get, like I said before, back in the acting world. And to me, being in a Christmas film, not, a Christian or a Christmas film, but being in a Christmas film would be like the top for me, just getting that opportunity. So let's just keep praying that all things work out.
Praying, manifesting, all the good vibes coming your way. First of all, perfect, ideally for you, but also like maybe you just need to work your magic and just pitch it to someone, because apparently that's how you got your last job, and so you got to pitch your own movie. And
you know what? Actually, there's one opportunity that's really hopefully very exciting, and I kind of got put in it by pushing for myself, right? And some of this business, whatever part of the business you want to be a part of, you have to advocate for yourself, because people maybe like you, want to help you, but if you're not the driving force behind it, the likelihood of it happening are small.
Yeah.
So stand up for yourself. If you want it, go for it.
Absolutely. I even struggle with that now of like there's certain people it's like I'm willing to reach out to it because maybe I have like an established rapport and then there's other ones I'm like, am I worthy of their time? Do I
I
bother them?
know.
And it's like, but if I don't ask, I don't know. And what's the worst they're gonna
Never.
say is maybe not right now, maybe no. And everybody's been so nice so far and absolutely so it's like I don't know why I'm
I
afraid.
know.
It's just more again, it's like a respect of that,
Yeah.
which it's just but yeah, there is that balance of like I have to push and advocate, but I don't want to be too pushy, but
Well, even like Andrea Barber is someone who I've connected with online,
Mhm.
and I had her on my Instagram for a trivia night, and I was
Okay.
so nervous to ask her. And we've built such a beautiful relationship. We've met in person. We have videos and pictures together, and we
Yeah.
you're the best, you're the best, you're the best. It's just really sweet. But I was so nervous because I respect her so much. I respect her time. They can't give their time to everything that asks them. And so when she said yes, it was more than just like a thank you so much. It was a wow, I'm so lucky that you decided that you wanted to do it with me of all
Yeah.
people. Like so
100%.
I totally get that. There's other people that even follow me that I'm like, I don't want to reach out to them because it's like, ooh, yeah, it's a balancing act.
It is, yeah. Certain ones, I don't know, I'll get like a moment where I'm like, well, just ask. And so I've been very lucky to get a few of those, and there's a few, and I'm like, I can't yet. I can't yet. I'm saving it.
No.
And so it's like, at some point, I'll just get
Yes.
that courage. But
And that wraps up another bonus edition episode of Crown Chats. Thank you so much for continuing to join me. And you don't want to miss out on all the exciting guests coming soon, so please be sure to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel, and of course follow me, Haley, at Crown the Halls on Instagram. And don't forget about this sweet merch with Dressing Festive. You can find that linked here on the episode, and of course in my Instagram bio. So until next time, as it says, wear your crown. Your crown may tilt, may it never fall, but you are beautiful and you are strong.